obviously, some things happened that have put us in a space that is not ideal, but that's okay. Unfortunately, we were told that a pipe burst in the PCRC last night. Everybody saw that. So tentatively, we'll be here this week and likely next week, and then from there we will let you know, depending on how that is. So, as well, we were gonna do the bylaws edit today, voting, but we're not gonna do that, as you saw in the email, because Arden's not gonna be here, and I definitely want Arden to be here to just go through and explain all of the changes that we made. So with that, our first order of business is going to be roll call. Parliamentarian Adam is excused. Communication Director Bradley here. Treasurer Geary is also excused. Chief of Staff Grasinger is on her way. President McLaughlin
here.
President McLaughlin will be leaving at like 3:50 for a board of trustees meeting. I am here. Graphic Design Coordinator Pugh is excused for today. Recording Secretary Steiner.
I'm here.
DEI Chair Williams.
Here.
PPT Fornatero.
Here.
Senator Bell. Here. Senator Sapolsky.
Here.
Senator Dixon is excused. Senator Mahone is coming to save the day. Senator Rafe.
Here.
Senator Carey is one of the people we'll be voting into a Senator at Large position today. Senator Klizga is excused. Senator Rangel.
Here.
Senator Manguis is also a person we will be appointing as a Senator at Large. Senator Sala is excused. Senator Richards.
Here.
Senator Mendoza is excused. Senator Palermo. Senator Osteen.
Right.
Okay, so as soon as Riley gets here, we can move forward, but we can't even approve the minutes. So
I didn't even think about that.
we can't approve the minutes. We can't approve the agenda. So
It's a far meeting.
I'm not entirely sure that we could just keep going. Well, we're supposed to approve the agenda
Oh, before we go
before we
to reports.
do anything.
I was gonna say, what if we just like say our reports, but never mind.
Yeah, I mean, like,
We can feel us getting dead.
So we got Robert, or not Robert. There's no
we're gonna say something.
It's seriously declare an emergency and just not follow Robert's rules to it.
No.
If only.
Unfortunately. And the person that could back you up to try and do that is also not here. I mean, if you guys want to go to reports, we can. I don't think it's gonna kill anything. But it's your prerogative.
If I let the people work here, I'm just going by way of like things. If anyone's opposed, please raise your hands now. But I'm going to move that we just move to our reports until Riley gets here. Cool. Let's do it.
Cool. All right. Let's jump to exec reports, and we'll move our way back. All right, President McLaughlin.
Oh no, I sat down.
Hey everybody.
What's out?
So I left. I'll just go through with the report that I was going to leave with Dylan. As he already said, I will have to be leaving early because I have a board of trustees meeting. But this past week, we met. Myself, Vice President Peterson, DEI Chair Williams, and Treasurer Geary all sat down to
Senator Dixon.
and Senator Dixon, that's true. All sat down to work out some details of the Multicultural Festival. Most importantly, the date. That is set. Drew, could you?
That would be March 10th.
Yep. So on March.
From 4 to 7 p.m.
4 to 7.
Lawrence Hall Lobby.
So keep an eye out. We'll keep advertising it, but just wanted to give you guys that update. We wanted to secure the date so that the school can start advertising it now that it's like a event the school has done for a couple of years now. We are working on securing a similar meeting.
Hey, Rice. You're saving our lives.
We're going to secure a similar
We
meeting
couldn't even approve the agenda.
for Pioneer Community Day. I'm working with Chief of Staff Grasinger to iron out a date for us to figure that out, but we will all get updates on that. We are still waiting on waivers from Charlene for both DC trip and OSGS, but other than that, advertising is set. Those emails should all get sent out, and you'll probably see posters around the school for the DC trip. OSGS is good to go. The only hiccup is we will know tomorrow from Pep Boys if I will be able to use my car in addition to LAQ, or if we will have to graciously use Senator Val's car. But other than that, we are all set. We will figure out. I'll send an email to everybody to figure out carpooling details. Drew, as I'm sure he'll speak a little bit more to, will be tabling for us for the Consent Prize event with the counseling center. Our New Year's New Connections event with the DEI department at Tezet Chafin is being rescheduled. That is to be determined when that new date will be. We are working to meet with Amariah from BSU to discuss the DC trip in more detail. In that same vein, I emailed all of the other clubs that are hosting with us to remind them to please request emergency funding of the $500 they were each expected. All I'm going to say is the one club that did request the extra $500 is the Point Park Political Science Association. So,
Started meeting anyways.
it's more than everyone else.
That's true.
Chris Hill will be attending our meeting. He wants to discuss the master plan, and this will give an opportunity for anybody who has questions about the boards and any other fiscal plan issues. We can discuss that with him then. I gave him 2 days, and he said that will work for me. So he will be with us either the 5th or the 10th. I wanted to confirm a day for President Bruce Alice to meet. We've been trying to figure out a day for a while, but President Bruce Alice will be meeting with us. I'm working on getting a meeting with the new interim provost, Sherry Payne. So that'll be exciting. Just want to get more details, get that relationship going. I am doing more research into the School of Comms Snoop Advisory Board for the Dean. Not to go into too much detail as I don't have much information, but a professor reached out to me about concerns with transparency, which I've discussed with a couple of you already. I will be moderating a panel on political violence for the LCS department, so keep an eye out for when that gets a solid date. If you like listening to me yap and you don't get enough of it once a week. Senator Mahan previously brought up the possibility of releasing a general statement against hate and discrimination on campus. I don't know if you guys have been looking at the news, but some stuff's happening, so I think with the current political climate, it might be a good thing for us to put out, like a blanket, no tolerance for discrimination statement. Anybody interested in helping me craft that, reach out. Yeah, and we'll find a time to work that out. That's all I have for now. I will leave everything else to the rest.
Okay. This works out because Pat has to leave anyway, so I'm just gonna back up to the agenda and go from there.
Oh, I have another thing I add at the end. Everybody make sure to thank Vice President Peterson for doing like 4 exec cab people's jobs during this meeting.
Thank you. Yeah. Alright, now we will move to the approval of the minutes. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes? Senator Sipolsky, do we have a second? Senator Mahoney, thank you for coming, by the way. With that, the minutes are approved. I will move to the approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda? Senator Rafe, do we have a second? Senator Mahoney, so with that, the agenda is approved. And now we can do everything legally. Alright. Now we are going to do an appointing of 2 Senator at Larges. I've mentioned this a couple times as we've been in conversation with them. Senator Mangus and Senator Carey are both in a lab class this semester, but they both want to stay within the organization. So in order to do so, we're going to have to move them to the Senator at Large in the Senator at Large position. So we are going to do a vote for that. If there's anything to discuss for that, please do it now. So we currently have 2 standing Senator at Larges, which would fill all 4 positions. However, one of our Senator at Larges is currently suspended because they haven't done anything, which is perfectly fine. We're just waiting to see if they have a response. They have another, I think, week, a little bit less than a week to answer, and then if they do that, then they will only have 3. So all of our positions, currently that means that one, Senator at Large position is open tentatively, but we can't, appoint somebody at that one yet. But this would fill all of our 4 Senator at Large positions until we either suspend them formally, or if they kick back up, then they will. Is there anything else for that before we take it to a vote? Alright, then a vote to approve Senator Mangus as a senator at large, please raise your hand. Okay, any opposed? Any abstentions? Alright, with a 9-0 vote with no abstentions, Senator Mangus is now a senator at large. And we'll do the same thing for Senator Carey, if there's any discussion for that. If not, I will take any of those who approve. Just reach out. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Wonderful. With the 9-0, no abstentions, Senator Carey is also a senator at large. And now we're so above quorum, guys. We're so good. Alright. Moving forward. Also, I just wanted to mention there was going to be another Senate appointment today, but that has been postponed until further notice. Hopefully they'll be in here when we're back in our regular space. With that, we'll move to our first open floor. Does anybody have anything for our first open floor? Nothing.
So the first yes meeting will be on Friday, February 7th.
What time?
4 o'clock.
Where?
I don't know yet.
Alright, cool. Let me know. Alright, anything else for our first open floor? Alright, if not, we will move to reports of ExecCab. Since President McLaughlin already went, I will run through mine. Not much to share that they didn't, to be honest. The New Year, New Connections event has been postponed, as we talked to Tessa this morning. It's being moved from the 28th to now the 12th of February. Gives us more time to market the event, and they had planned to do more to print marketing and to posting on the Instagram. That didn't happen, so we're just postponing that for a couple weeks. Other than that, as Kyle stated, we met with Vice Chair Dixon and DEI Chair Williams, Treasurer Gary, myself, and Kyle. We met to talk about Multicultural Festival. Right now, we're just working on contacts for vendors, performers, catering, things like that. And that will be until March 28th. So we have all our deadlines set for the marketing and for approving all the vendors and things like that. And there's a budget set aside for that event. So if anybody would like to help us out, especially those on the SIG committee, we are talking about potentially spreading that into y'all just for contacts, just to take some weight off of people's backs. But obviously we can discuss that further in your meetings. Other than that, we're doing a similar meeting for PCD very soon, so look out for details on PCD. Same as the Multicultural Festival. If you would like to help us plan PCD, that would be wonderful. Please let myself, Kyle, or Catherine know if you wanted to do that. What else? We also scheduled a meeting to do the same exact thing for the annual SGA banquet. That will be towards the end of April, so if anybody wants to help us with anything like that, we're going to get new centerpieces and lots of cute stuff, so come put your bumper in it. Other than that, the glass case poster for DC gets printed. It should be up. Please go look at it. It's beautiful. And please bring your $10 to sale so you can come join us.
You get the $10 back.
You do get the $10 as well, the OSGS trip is this weekend. Everything's set to go except for a phone call back from Pep Books. So if anybody has anything that they'd like to ask that as well, I believe it's in Elliot's report as well. There are zip-ups for everybody that is attending, so if you would like to go to the office, it should be in there. Please make sure you just grab the size that you asked us for. So, yeah.
My only thing was, what time do we print it out and if one of it get
We will send out a email with all of the information to you guys. We have the stuff from the bus, so we'll have to run through it. I will send out a full schedule, and I'll also attach the schedule from the actual OSGS host to Akron, so everybody can know.
Okay.
But I will send that out probably tomorrow during my office hours. Other than that, I think that's everything for me. So, Kath is still not here, so I will go ahead and I have Parliamentarian Adams, so perfect. I will rid of that. Forgive me, I have to. There's a few of them I gotta scroll through. Alright. So for Arden's report, she said that she did the podcast episode with Hunter, and it should be coming out soon. And she also helped craft the Fashion Club Constitution, which there is a member here to share more with us and a little bit on that, now that we can vote on it. And that will be presented during new business. So that is it for Arden. We will go back to Kath if you're good.
Yeah, okay, so I will be sending out an email to everyone who we're sending the plan Pioneer Community Day. We're sending out the meeting later this week to talk about times and budgets for that. But if anyone wants to be on that ad hoc, I'll send out a when to meet. And you guys can just, if you're interested, just put the times down and send me a quick email. If you're interested, I'll try to get you on that so you can start at the beginning of planning with us. And then this is more for executive, but if those of you who haven't chosen your weekly office or one-on-one with me time,
Let's get those.
and so you can start doing that. But that's pretty much it for me.
Like,
If that's it for you, we will move to DEI chair roles.
you had it. I don't know. About weeks before this past week, I've done a test of it. Will be in every and stayed on dates with her. Yes, as we have previously mentioned, the years in elections that has been postponed. And also mentioned like President McLaughlin, Vice President, Treasurer Yuri, and and Vice Chair Senator Casey and myself to discuss the but I've also come like that forward, so I'll do some of the attendance. So may confirm that they haven't said you replied it you. Also have a on the road. I'll make sick maybe I tell you but driver no as the yeah man I didn't contact you
Okay. If that is everything for you, Drew, we will move to reporting Secretary Styler.
All I have to report, really, other than doing the minutes, is I scheduled my one-on-one review for tomorrow, so fine. You have to.
wonderful.
If that's it for you, we'll move to Treasurer Erie, which I have. They said, hi everyone, this week I met with Multicultural Festival team to discuss budgeting for that event and am planning to meet with the Pioneer Community Day team soon as well for budgeting. I also scheduled a day to discuss the end of year banquet with President McLaughlin and VP Peterson. The plans are well underway for that, but mark your calendars for Friday, April 18th from 7 to 9 p.m. There's more information to come on that after we have our meeting. This weekend, they will be one of the drivers for OSGS. They said that the merch item is purchased, and for everyone attending the summit to go to the SGA office to pick up your Zippa. Make sure you grab it before the weekend, or else we're not going to have time to grab it before we get on those. Also, funding for Spring 1 is done, and Vice Chair Madigan Balfe will be speaking to that more when it comes to the committee report. And when we do the voting. And that is it for that week. So we will move forward to Comms Director Bradley.
Hello everyone. So yes, over our past week, I filmed podcast episodes with Megan, with Arden, and B. Yes, and and Robert. And Robert. I didn't forget about you, Robert.
Wow.
I've had a
Okay,
hard
I see
week.
it.
I just got over a cold. So, yeah, I filmed those. They were lovely. Great episodes. I can't wait for them to come out whenever they get edited, but they will be coming out like each week, one episode a week coming forward, and then I still have to film with the rest of the executive cabinet. And we have a special Pittsburgh guest that I got on the podcast. I got local entertainer and drag performer Joey Young invited onto our podcast, so they will be coming on, and I'll be interviewing them about like queer life and the city and stuff like that. So that's very cool. Otherwise, don't have much to report on. Oh, and me and my committee are still working on getting a time together and stuff like that. But we're working hard towards that. And then I have these reporting too, but go ahead, do it.
Go ahead, Rapid, because I forget to give report.
Oh my.
Just imagine I'm non-binary with yellow hair.
It's orange.
So it's orange now. It's not a report. So so they prepared the graphic for the DC trip, and they sent it to other organizations to post on their socials. A checklist for the DC trip will be done hopefully today or tomorrow. They're going to be redoing the graphics for the New Year's Good Connection event and renaming it to something else potentially, and we're taking suggestions for it. So it's just a social and food event. And overall, hanging out in the Affinity Lounge on the second floor of the Student Center with the Office of Inclusivity and Belonging and us, SGA. That was the report.
All right, wonderful. PPT for Tara.
So good thing.
Talked with Elliot about being zine fair. We talked about that, and then we scrapped that completely. It also just made sense, like budget-wise, like when it came to like finances. Once we were moved to the zine fair, like we were out of the negatives. So I was just ultimately fine with just scrapping that and then putting the funding towards like club stuff. So the zine fair will no longer be happening. Trying to think what else. Sick and like I talked with the DEI coordinator. We are going to be meeting at the exact same time now. Like Sick and DEI, so we coordinated that. I sent you and Kyle these survey questions. So my committee and I, like, we were all assigned like different questions and stuff like that to answer. And then after we like reviewed them and looked over them, I sent you guys what we had like agreed with like our final ticks for the questions. Trying to think what else. I think that's it.
All right, if that is all, we will move to reports from the standing. Christian, for anything to
Really, we just sent out a like the whole Risto gang that but we were gonna set up one-on-one meetings instead for writing clubs that
Yeah.
form a constitution or make rules, questions like that. So that's pretty much it.
Right, love this too. I think Arden mentioned, just setting, going into an individual format with the overhaul, like you just mentioned. So that is it for rules committee. Do you have anything for finance thinking active?
Yes, it's going to do any.
Just do like a general overview of what we're going to be bringing up. So just like a total and things like that.
Okay, so this week the Finance Committee approved Spring 1. We voted on Spring 1 allocations. We did not approve it. That's what this meeting is for. But what we allocated was $9,453.20 out of the requested $16,234.07. So we had to cut quite a lot.
Alright, perfect. We will discuss that more, and if you want, when we do the allocations, you just go here. If not, you just Alright, comms committee?
We're looking for our meeting time, and we're following our posting schedule still doing things with that. Just, focusing on the podcast, mostly the events coming up, and we'll be posting about those events.
There's some.
Sick committee?
Anyway, that's what I just said. During our meeting, we talked about the questions, sent those then, and then Drew explained the multicultural effects on like all of like the information that he has. I did say that so that we can start helping to working on that. So that is our meeting.
Would be deactivated?
Yeah. Discuss the executive president of the city. You got say the correct regulation from that, and you also dealt with it. So that content is rapidly.
Alright, wonderful. With that, we will move to reports of senators. Do any senators have anything to report? Alright. If not, we will move to old business, but there's no old business, so we will move to new business. We're going to start with the Fashion Club Constitution approval. We so graciously had a member of the Fashion Club come join us to run through what the club's gonna be for, and they provided us with a little presentation. So I will pull that up, and then if you want to come up here, you can.
Okay. Hi, my name's Nisha. Today.
Hold on. What is your outfit?
Please, the so now
Did it fetch?
the book and then
Alright.
One.
There you go.
I don't know if I'm doing too much of this part.
No, you're not. Thank you.
Okay, so Point Park Fashion was shit. Very special lucky. I was shocked. So the official name would be Point Park Fashion Collective, and then the nickname is Studio 412, which is Spookshead. So it's fancy. Studio 412. The mission of Point Park Fashion Collective is to educate members on fashion within global media, network with business professionals in the fashion industry, and promote and aesthetic branding towards the art of fashion. My goals are to create a community of creative individuals who are interested in the fashion industry, provide networking experiences with mutual classmates, professors, business professionals, and alumni, educate members on fashion and media through learning about designers, brands, and create an inclusive environment and have fun and learning through activities and events. Membership, I just kind of went off the Constitution that we're doing, so offer 2.4 students in the undergraduate year must maintain a 2.5 GPA and a 4.0 scale. Open to all members of the undergraduate student body who are interested in the fashion industry. Offer to everyone in that race, age, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, religion, or background experience. So academic advisory, I haven't come up with 10 yet, so thank you. But yeah, me and Arden kind of just made it like super general with the Constitution. Their duties are to schedule desk speakers, work with students, promote Studio 412 on campus, and provide other assistance where needed. Should they become vacant during the year, the position will be filled as soon as possible while sale officer intern advisor for 1 month. Meetings will be held once a week on 21st and campus at a location at the both districts. Officer positions, president and treasurer. The president organizes club meetings, location and agenda, works with faculty, advising new schedule, guest speakers, serves as the student face of the organization, club fairs, and outside events. And the treasurer would be in charge of club funds and the president. Sounding. And then yeah, the position's held for 1 year, required should deep interest in fashion. If the officer position comes vacant with conflict like emergency, you know, if they're not and take a general election, their club members to see if anyone will step on. If not, a general election will open to the service audit. Elections will be held in the first 2 weeks of March. Awarding is located to grant members. Elected officers will meet with set up to complete training of people.
Wait, that's it.
These are my possible events and meetings that I can open. Welcome interested in an event by City Students, a fashion show. I've been talking to a graduate student, Deja Come.
Good.
She really wants to do a fashion show, so
Collaboration.
found out. Photo shoots, decorate tote bags, make bag charms, create collages, presentations of fashion with currently nothing, make drawings of clothing ideas, call in guest speakers, highlight the businesses, designers, vision boards, make advertisement campus for like existing brands, collaborate for fix, and presentations of J 20. A little vision board action for you, that's really around staring at all of you.
Good.
And I need a little logo.
Well,
Can't watch on set. Thanks. Can't watch that.
no,
Me, a template. And that's all.
that was anybody found it?
Yeah. Yes.
So why are you interested in having this like your one big event up here? If you plan on having like one, if the fashion show would probably be like one of the bigger ones, and then are there any other ones that would be like your event?
I think it would just be the fashion show. I think like other meetings would just be like
Yeah.
So like nothing crazy. Yeah, I think the fashion show and then like I don't know. I think like collabing with the Bison Exchange meet at first store kind of thing. I know how they have like flea market or SGA. Yeah, yeah, something like that. Like collaborating with them where like our members would sell those like trade kind of thing. So you know, you do those kind of things.
All right.
What they do to me.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I love that you run that. Go on. All right. So I have the Constitution here. I can scroll through if there's anything that anybody wants to stop on or point out. But all right. So that is the Constitution. Hold on, just a second. Alright, so do we have a motion to bring this to a vote? Senator Richards, do we have a second? Senator. Wonderful. Is there anything that anybody would like to discuss before we vote on this?
I hate to say you can accuse me about going spend some kind of things that would is not next year.
I think yeah, I understand that. But I think that, you know, we can address that when they put through that funding request. I don't think it's a reason to, like, throw away the club, but we can definitely talk about the concerns with that with them at the time. We do.
I will say in the council schools done fashion show events before, so I think it's doable and I think it's budgetable. I don't think that I do think it can be costly, but I think that they can make it work.
Yeah, let's go.
Think it's one budget, but one has it.
Yes.
Yeah, it has.
And so,
And also they can make it a fundraising event too. It doesn't have to be all from our budget. You can also combine.
I know that the grad student I was working with was discussing this like the whole fashion show thing. It's kind of more like her thing, but I could work with her or like our club we could work with her. She's been discussing like burning influ. So yeah. So I don't know if that like makes it more important. I don't know.
Yeah. I appreciate that insight for sure.
But I think this is how I'd like to discuss fundraising or clubs.
We can definitely set up something when, and Elliot's definitely something to talk to with that, but we can discuss that. Anything else for discussion before we vote? Alright, so we will go ahead and do a vote. All of those who approve, please raise your hand. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Alright, that was 9-0, no abstentions. The Fashion Club Constitution is approved. Yeah. Right. So we will go ahead and move forward to our new business spring 1 funding approval. Madigan is like 2. Yeah. Do we come up with Dabo?
Where was this last semester? Everybody wanted. Everybody got it.
I know.
Everyone wanted.
But so much.
Yeah.
Well, great news. We had it. No, not great news. Fake news.
So hello everyone. I'm representing Elliot for approval of allocation
I'm just
of one funding. And right now you are looking at the overall summary as well as the breakdown, showcasing that we got a requested $16,234.07, and that we allocated a total of $9,453.20. If anyone has any questions, I am here to answer.
What were your biggest findings?
If you look down at the bottom, we've got 3 lines over $1,000. That would be the Fix, Ballroom Dance Sports Club, and Laxton Union. If you'd like me to nominate
For ballroom, what is it?
for Ballroom, I believe the only thing that we cut, let me double check this. The biggest line item that I remember we cut was their USA Dance Nationals entry fees, which we decided was a part of the funds, the $500 funds cap that they hit, and that we could not fund any more than $500 that they had already requested.
I think that
I know we talked about this. I think let's talk to the president and ask them to be with us so we can talk about other options for them. So we have to.
I know that Elliot is very invested in this club getting.
To their nations. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that's awesome. Any other questions?
The next only has $1.50 Alex fee.
Yes, they do. Let's look at that.
Oh. Yeah, it was from.
That was just
Oh yeah, I think that
Yeah. But it's also that we instructed that
to the second funding period. That's no.
and
So they tried to print something, not through our print house, which we adjusted for our print house prices down to 150. So that's what that is. And then we did not approve stickers, which were just to hand out, which we did not approve to any clubs.
was that just to do like a big cut down on everything? I really want to sticker.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't
Sticker. Just get out. I don't think
It's like general. This is $1,000 stickers.
No, we got. Where is the? Should we probably be? I don't know. They've been double. Actually, we shouldn't have. The face here, otherwise, yeah, please. Yes. They wanted to print out their books. That's what they.
Yeah, they wanted to. Okay, they. Oh, okay, yeah. They wanted to print out books like yearbooks, basically. So it would have been. They wanted 65 books at $14 a pop, and we didn't know what they were gonna do with them, like whether they were to sell, whether they were to give out, what like there was just no information on like because it says the purpose is to display artist work in the fixed book. But then what do they do with 65 books? Are they selling it? Like we have no idea what's happening with them after that. So we were like, we need to talk about this next semester. Or next funding period.
And then for the Black Student Union, I know part of it was that they wanted Penguins tickets. What else? Which like so
Yeah.
I assume that Penguins tickets.
Yeah, the Penguins tickets were definitely cut. We had to approve the DC trip funds. We cut. BSU had a lot of larger they had a lot of events that were going to be happening frequently for very expensive money. So like they're a large club and they have a lot of students and they want to gather together more frequently and with more food than other clubs and just didn't have the money to give into that.
Yeah.
So like a salad was cut, an electric balloon pump which they can get from other things was cut. They wanted balloons just for like a Wednesday afternoon, like thousands of I think hundreds of balloons. Hundreds of balloons. Yeah, like hundreds of balloons for Wednesday afternoons. We cut that. There were two events that were like basically the same thing. We cut that in half, and then also cut the second one. And then they also wanted Nerf guns. So fun.
No,
Sit down.
we have.
Yeah, they can just have. So they can have Nerf guns just done.
But they wanted to
Yeah.
do an assassin about.
And yeah, we just had to cut we just had to trade down their events basically to be like what their business, you know. They just had to follow.
And did you have something to say or inside the place?
No, it's fine with that.
You don't need to.
Do you know what Uno and Honors, what was like eliminated from their?
Uno and Honors.
Yeah. Because Honors, Uno only got 76 and then Honors only got 72. I think they both requested like 200.
Everything was really, really tight this year. So if you look, we even cut $15 from the Student Accounting Association.
Yeah.
We just made sure that they wanted a deluxe pizza but gave me pepperoni instead. Like we just cut everyone down this year. That's just how it had to be this semester. But I can look at it. The honors program are good.
I'll just give it a call.
Oh, there was a March event for the Honors Club that we moved to the next one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, our plan stuff. Okay.
Okay,
Then
that
that
makes
makes
sense.
more
Yeah, that
sense.
makes sense.
You requested for both periods.
Oh, okay.
Just cut.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So that was that one. And then for
Nationals. I'm assuming it's probably.
it was the same.
I was gonna say I'm assuming it's gonna be the same thing. Never mind. Yeah, I remember that. So.
Does anybody have any
place for questions? I think the biggest one we had.
Yes.
Right there.
Yeah, we should probably mention that we had to cut an entire production that had already had auditions.
My roommate was getting back when she was from that show all the day.
I think for that as well, maybe speak with that president as well. Try and go to Palo and see what alternative ones they can do to put on the show. Obviously, we do not have the budget to hand it out to them, unfortunately, for them to be able to conduct that. But since they already have auditions, I would like to talk to somebody, see if we can get funding for that from somewhere else.
Again, something that was Maddie in your comment earlier. We seriously need to start encouraging clubs to fundraise because we can't afford it. And also alternate funders, like you also discussed during our invited to the meetings, like the school should do more to fund to rent Black History Month events, and we expect that it would be have their stock support programming, and so we figure out a way that's like Morgan's is like requesting like thousands of dollars every funding range, but it's not like that should like there needs to be some sort of law, solution. So we don't run into this issue with it.
I think it's absolutely worth having an administrative meeting about what we cover with our budget and reevaluating what our budget is for.
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second. I would love if the finance committee and Palo and myself and Kyle could sit down just to talk about that generally. If you have any suggestions for anybody else that should be involved in that meeting, please let me know. Because I definitely agree, because it seems, especially if things that are going to happen like annually at the same time, which is a lot right now, this funding period is going to keep looking this way. Exactly. I'll do something for that.
Yeah.
For you, I just wanted to say, like, just saying, was like a consistency with like the amount of like clubs that we have to provide for it and the funds that we got allotted. So I do think that either they need to raise our budget or we can have alternative solutions.
Yeah, I've been mentioning in our meetings a lot having fundraising options for clubs or making it more known that student government cannot guarantee that we are covering everything and that they should be fundraising for their holding accounts for earlier in the year. I think that would be a really good idea.
As well, I think it'll be beneficial to do more of transparency with our funding. I know we posted on Point State, but I know not everybody looks there.
Yeah.
So maybe it would be beneficial for us to publish a prettier version of this onto the Instagram,
or
just so
maybe
people can.
If I don't know if Elliot's podcast or anything out, that would be a good time to talk about that.
Yeah, but that would be a great time to forget. And then if you want, you and I can sit together and like do a creative brief for V to make something like this. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, Robert.
Did we ever get the transparency sheet for like how the student activities fee is broken down?
No, but we reached out about it again, and we were told we'd get it soon, and we still haven't gotten it.
What?
We'll talk about it during open floor if you want to, but let's stay on the allocations for now.
Okay.
So if there are no more questions, we should probably move to the vote.
Yeah.
Oh.
Try. Oh, I did. Yeah.
All right. With that, do we have a motion to bring us to a vote?
Oh wait, I can't do money ones, right?
No, you can't.
I'm gonna put my hand.
Senator Reid, do we have a second? Senator Flecker. Sorry, you got some Owen. All right, and with that, if there's anything else to discuss, that would be the time. All right, if not, we will do the vote now. All of those who approve $9,453.20 out of our requested $16,234.07, please raise your hands.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just not thought of it. What are we doing with the 546?
That is put into our emergency fund.
Yeah, it should go into emergency funds, or it can carry over if we need it to.
There will be emergency funds for this period.
Okay.
Yeah, we're definitely.
I was saying.
Oh
It's
yeah, for definitely
it's
for this
definitely
period.
involved. So,
Thank you.
sorry. Go ahead, and all of those who approve, please raise your hands. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right. With that, our $9,453.20 stays covered. What did you have back?
Robert, all Robert's question was.
Absolutely.
We're actually only supposed to go up to 8,500. So that
Oh,
we've
really?
got 1,500 of emergency funding. So this is already over.
over what we're supposed
Yeah.
to be doing. Okay.
There was just
Thank you. Sorry.
Elliot has a
And so you can pull $6,000 out of their hair. Alright, if everybody is good, if there's any more discussion on that, please do it now. Wonderful. With that, we will move forward. And if anybody has anything specifically with funding, please reach out to Elliot, reach out to Madigan, or other members of the finance committee, but those are the ones who get paid. Please reach out to any of them to discuss that, and then finance committee, I will send an email to Elliot and probably put all of you on it as well, just to have a time to meet with Kyle and I to talk about everything before we talk to Alright, moving forward, we are to our second open floor. Did anybody have anything for our second open floor? Did you want to say anything else about the student activity fee for our second open floor?
No.
Okay. But yeah,
Oh, did I make it ominous? I didn't mean to.
no, as far as what happened with that, it was we were told we were going to receive it. We waited about a month without receiving it. We reached out and asked for it again, and we still have not received it. We can do a third follow-up with that to see what we can do to receive that, because it's definitely something I want to discuss with you all. Riley, did you have something?
oh, just that like that was one of the topics for our like questionnaire if the way that we're more
Oh, yeah.
for the students of like, are you satisfied, transparency? Hey,
Yeah, that was literally one of the questions. Was, are you satisfied with the transparency?
Well, I think
Well,
it's
no.
a great question to pose.
Well, no, I'm not.
let's turn that. No.
Is there anything else? Alright, that again.
I don't remember.
Okay. Do you want 30 seconds to think about it?
Oh, what did I ask? What were we talking
The,
about?
the student activity fee breakdown. And then we were talking about us meeting with Halo for finance.
I'm sure it's important. I'll let you know.
Alright, you can always say during announcements.
Okay.
Alright, if that is it for our second open floor, we will move to announcements. The main announcement is that we're having a Slumberpalooza. Another email will be sent out to inform everybody that isn't here. But if anybody is free January 30th from 5 to 7 p.m. in the SGA office, we are going to just host a little cozy day in for us to speak with one another and hang out and get some socialization between all of us. We will have food, and we will wear your pajamas, and we will have board games, and we also ordered acrylic paint and canvases for everybody to hang out. So, please remember, please come.
Fine with it.
Please
I'm
come.
gonna work fidgets. I'm excited.
Yes.
You can bring your own games. Bring your own games too.
Yeah, you can bring your own games also. We have games in the office. Also, Kyle and I are going to bring a bunch of games.
If anyone brings a pillow, I'll pillow fight them.
We have pillows in the office.
Perfect.
Does anybody else have any other announcements? One.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you all for coming. Another one thing real quick. Please remember to come here again next week unless I say in the email about Lesgislative that we are moving back to our regular space. I do not think we will be. It is wet down there. Alright guys, so please prepare to come here. With that, our next legislative body meeting will be in the beautiful, wonderful, accommodating UC 212, February 3rd, 2025. With that, I adjourn our meeting at 4:10.